Well, it was with the stuff that I did with Detroit Stars, right? I put out a track, and I just thought this is brilliant for an Xbox game or whatever. And I never knew that Halo was one of the biggest Xbox games in the world. I mean, one thing I don't sit on a PlayStation or an Xbox or any of them Microsoft or Sony. I don't sit behind. But what happened was, I had a call. I just put it out on Facebook, I think, or it might have been on Twitter. Is there anybody from Microsoft? And I got an answer. And it wasn't just anybody from Microsoft. It was a lady called Ali Perkins, who's like head of PR in Britain, who then put me in touch with head of Microsoft in San Francisco. And it snowballed from there. But that was with the Detroit Stars, and they really loved this track that we did and started to play it at all the Xbox conventions around the world. But then me and Lauren decided that we weren't working with the Detroit Stars, and we'd actually pulled the track and what we were going to be doing on the track. We said, look, if anything happens with this, not being big-headed, but when Microsoft heard that the Detroit Stars didn't have Steve Strange involved, they just didn't want the track anyway. But you're right. I mean, there's not much money in the music industry now, in this day, unless you're playing live. There's not much money on album sales. I mean, there's money on merchandise, new merchandise, if you come up with new creative ideas for merchandise. And there's definitely, thankfully, I don't have nodules, and Visage will be playing live, because that's where the money is now. Because, when I remember back to, the Anvil or even Beat Boy, and I remember, pre-orders, and to what pre-orders are now, it's like a joke what pre-orders are now. It's quite scary because everybody's downloading or freeloading, and good that HMV is still open, thank God, because I mean, I'm one of them musicians that still like my CD. I mean, we are bringing Hearts and Knives out on vinyl as well, and I think if you look at our album sleeve, it's a piece of art anyway.
Beautiful.
And it's really My Secret Weapon, Laura Himpelman and me and Peter Ashworth, we come up with that whole concept of bringing the old of the fade to grey, with my head breaking through the mirror and emerging into the new. And it's just, when the Times art critic saw the album sleeve, he said this should be hanging in the National Portrait Gallery, and this will sell the album alone, the cover. And it reminded me of when I was maybe the freak in the village in Wales, waiting for that Bowie album, and I'd have to go as far from Newbridge to Pontypool because there'd only be one record store. And it's getting like that now. There's no record stores, there's the few HMVs, but thank God them HMVs are still open, and the people that still want the CDs can collect the CDs.